Alright, I'm doing another 1976 quarter video because there's a lot to cover in this video. So many different types of mint errors to look for on these 1976 bicentennial Washington quarters. Now we're going to look at, silver quarters versus non-silver quarters, different types of mint errors, different prices, different all kinds of stuff. So definitely always be on the lookout for these drummer boy quarters because some of them can be valuable. So let's just hop right into it and check out these first coins. Now actually in 1976, let's check this out real quick. This is how many they actually made for each one. So there's going to be a regular copper nickel clad, that's no mint mark. There'll be the same thing with the D mint mark. And then there'll be a copper nickel clad that has an S mint mark. But there's 3 different S mint marks here. We're also going to have a silver clad, which is 40% silver, and then we'll have a silver clad with the S mint mark that is a proof coin that is also 40% silver, but they only made 4 million of those ones. So let's hop right into it. This first one that we're going to look at is the 1976 S mint mark. So this coin has a perfect grade, a proof 70 deep cameo. So the coin grading scale only goes up to 70. This is a perfect grade, cannot get any better than this. This coin sold for over $690, nearly a $700 quarter. Now here is actually a 1976 Eisenhower dollar that was overstruck on a 1976 bicentennial Washington quarter. So it's a double denomination taking place here. You can see the design of the drummer boy here as well as the reverse design of the Eisenhower dollar. And then we see that there on the front of the coin as well. We see Washington's head and Eisenhower's head. So very cool. Something like this obviously is going to be super, super rare. I mean, super rare. This coin here sold for over $28,000. Now, of course, we don't have a 1975 penny because they produced these for 1975 and 1976. So this bicentennial quarter here has the obverse struck through, the front of the coin struck through, which we can see here in the image displayed. So you can look for strike throughs on all kinds of different coins as well. This coin here sold for over $220. Not too bad. Now here is a 1976. Now again, this is the proof coin. It is the S mint mark and it has a die clash. Look at that. That is amazing. You can see that all around the outline of Washington's head. That is amazing. Check that out. Wow. Love die clashes. Again, you can look for those on other coins, pennies as well. Now, because of that mint error, this quarter sold for over $440. Now, here is a 1976 that has been broad struck. So, wow, look at that. Very, very awesome. This coin sold for over $110, graded by NGC. Now this coin here is graded by PCGS at a mint state 62. So this coin has been broad struck as well, an uncentered broad strike. And this quarter here sold for around $95. Not too bad. Now here is another quarter that has a partial collar with an obverse brockage taking place here. And this coin sold for over $160. $160 US. Moving on to another 1976 that has a partial brockage here on the obverse on the front of this quarter. And this coin, as a result of that mint error, sold for over $700. Next up is a clipped error, so you can look for clips on all kinds of different coins. In this case, there is a triple clip taking place. Now this coin isn't super valuable, but the quarter still did sell for over $50. Now this coin here is very, very awesome. One of my favorites of the video, the 1976 bicentennial drummer boy quarter that was actually struck through cloth. So you can see the textured cloth design there on the obverse here on the front of this quarter. Just awesome. So when the coin was being struck, some kind of cloth got in the way, and this is the imprint that it leaves into the coin. Now this coin here sold for over $600. Now we also want to look for a double die obverse. So here's an example of doubling taking place on the lettering. You want to look for that on Liberty and on the motto as well. And this coin here is graded at an AU53. So it doesn't have a mint state grade, but a decent grade. It is the D mint mark. And this quarter sold for over $400 as a result of that double die obverse. Now here to compare it with this coin here, we have a mint state 62 grade, again with that double die obverse. And this quarter here sold for over $800. So we see how the higher the grade increases the coin's value. The price that it's going to sell for, of course, is going to be much higher. Now here's a 1976 D. Now this is solely valuable because of its high grade of a mint state 68. And because of that, this quarter sold for over $6,000. Now keep in mind, if you have one of these quarters, it's got nicks, scratch, it's all dented up and all that stuff, it's not going to be worth $6,000. You want to look for errors, and of course these high grades are going to sell for a lot of money. Like I said, the grading scale only goes up to 70. This is at a 68, and that's why it sold for over $6,000. Now here is a very crazy type of error. This is 1976 that has been double struck and indented here on the obverse of the coin. Wow, look at that. Obviously not going to find something like that in a coin roll, but man, I had to include that in this video. That is awesome looking. Now this quarter here sold for over $1,600. Now also, you want to look for doubling on the front of the coin, a double die obverse on your 1976 proof quarters. So look for that there on all the lettering of the coin, Liberty, the motto, the phrasing God we trust. So always be on the look for that both on the business strike and the proof quarter. Now here is a die adjustment strike taking place on this coin. Now this coin sold together with some other coins, which is very interesting because this is where this quarter came from. Out of this package, this little mint set here, 1975 mint set. Isn't that amazing? This quarter has a die adjustment strike, so they took it out, got the coin graded, sold it with the other coins as well, and this coin with those other coins sold for over $300. Here's a 1976 D mint mark that has an obverse die break, so it results in that cud being there at the bottom of the coin that's over top of part of the date, 1976. We still see the 1776, of course. But you can look for cuds on all kinds of different coins. You can look for large ones, smaller ones than this, and on all kinds of different denominations. Pennies, nickels, quarters, dimes, all that good stuff. So this coin here sold for over $200. Here is a obverse indent and a partial collar on the 1976 no mint mark, and this coin here sold for over $50 as a result of that mint error. Here is a 1976 no mint mark that is missing the obverse clad layer. So you see it looks normal here on the reverse, but here on the front we see that inner copper layer core because it's missing the outer clad layer. So keep that in mind. You can look for those on dimes as well, all kinds of different coins, not just quarters. This coin here sold for over $70. Here is a 1976 that was just struck off center, another error that you can look for on all kinds of different coins, off center coins, and this quarter here sold for over $125. Same thing with this coin was struck 15% off center, and because of that mint error, this quarter sold for over $130. And here's another one. We're going to call this the off-center quarter video. This quarter was struck 30% off-center. This coin here sold for over $250. Like I said, for the S mint mark, they produced 15 million of those 40% silvers. So, you know, always want to be on the lookout for the silver ones, not just the business strike ones that are not silver. Alright, so here is the 1976 that has been struck through a dime planchet here on the reverse of the coin. So we see here on the front, no strike through. See here on the reverse, that's where that dime planchet is. Now this coin here sold for over $2,200. Over a $2,000 quarter. Now here's a 1976 S. Now this is not the proof coin, but it is the 40% silver quarter. This one did come out of Famous Collection, so it's not going to be really accurate on the price, but this coin did sell for over $5,000, and you got to keep in mind that mint state 69, it's going to be super rare to have one of those. Now this quarter here is also silver, but it's the 1976S. That is a proof coin. So the last coin was the 1976 regular business strike with the S that was silver. This is the same thing, but it's the proof coin, and this has a perfect grade of a proof 70 deep cameo. So that is going to give it a lot of value. This quarter sold for over $1,900. Moving on to a 1976 that was struck through a cloth. Now that is very cool. Like half the coin you can see the cloth design, the other half you can actually see, you know, the majority of the coin design. That is really awesome. Absolutely love this coin. This quarter sold for over $800. Next up, I've shown this in a previous video. Man, this is such a unique type of error. The coin, when it was being produced, some kind of wire got struck into it, and that is the result of it, as we can see here in the image display. It struck in a wire reverse. Wow, could you imagine having something like that? This quarter here sold for over $700. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.